Broadcasting for the Sports Channel.
Alrighty, welcome back to Weenie Trades. In this video, it's going to be the official guide to how to set up Thinkorswim and how to set up your TD Ameritrade account from start to finish, and getting basically the similar settings to mine with a little bit of tips and tricks on the way. So let's get started into the video. The first thing you got to do is you got to go get approved for a TD Ameritrade account. You need to go in and you need to type in TD Ameritrade, click the first search result, type in open new account, and you got to fill out all this information, okay? So we need to, usually you want to set up an individual account, open an individual account, and fill everything out. Now, I already have a Thinkorswim account, so I'm not going to fill all this stuff out. Be sure to fill all this stuff out as accurately as possible, especially when you get to like the financial information and personal information. Now, once you've created an account, you need to log in with that username and password, and then you need to go over to the Client Services tab. And then once you go over to the Client Services tab, click on it and go to My Profile. You can go and see that, and then you need to go over to subscriptions. Be sure, first you need to sign the NASDAQ, the NYSE, and the OPRA. Sign all those so that you agree for those exchange agreements, and then go over to subscriptions and make sure you subscribe to real-time NASDAQ level 2 quotes. You want to be sure that what you're trading is trading real-time and what you're seeing isn't delayed or anything like that. Once you've subscribed to real-time quotes, go to download Thinkorswim, search it on Google, and then click on the first result. You'll come up to this page, and then you go to click download now, boom, and you'll start downloading Thinkorswim. Now, once you have Thinkorswim, you're going to open it up, and then you're going to log in with your username and password. Once you log into Thinkorswim, this will be the default screen that you're going to be getting. And so I'm just going to walk you through how to get it to basically look like mine. So basically, right here we have the account info, live news, trader TV, all that great stuff. You can just go ahead and delete this, and you can delete the gadget. And because I don't need that, I delete Trader TV. If you really want to, you can just minimize these by clicking this, and then it'll, just make it go up and down. You can delete that gadget and stuff like that. So there we go. That's how you get those stuff gone. I'm going to delete this gadget too. And look, right here we have the watch list. The watch list is pretty important. You can click on this, and you can go to create watch lists. And this is exactly where you want to see the stocks that you want to be watching every single day, whether it's the same stuff or you create multiple watch lists, day trading watch lists, swing trading watch lists. But I'm going to go ahead and type in my stonks, and that's going to be the watch list name. We can type in like GameStop, GME, enter. We can click on the next row. We can talk about SPY. We want to watch the SPY. We can put in Tesla. Tesla's a big mover. So there you go. That's how you get the watch list, and then you just hit save. And then, my watch list, my stonks already is made because I was already making this video. My stonks 2. So there we go. You can't have the same name of the same watch list. Go ahead and click save on that. And that's exactly how you create a watch list. After you create the watch list, you can go over here to setup, and you can go over to application settings, and you can go and see make sure everything's kind of in line right here. And you can choose active trader. You can change all this stuff. But really, if you maybe speak a different language, you can change the language over here. So that's super important. Notifications, nothing really changed there. Order defaults, this is pretty important. I like to set mine to limit, and you can set to 1. Maybe you want to do it in increments of 10 or something like that. Options 1. Make sure it starts with limit. Same thing, futures, forex options, forex. You can set up some hotkeys. So you can say, okay, if I want to be able to buy market, I can press Shift or Alt M, and there you go. It'll buy the stock at market. So tons of great stuff. But really the most important thing from this is system. Make sure quote speed is set to real time. You don't want any delay on the quotes that you're getting. Even if you're not a day trader, you want to be able to see exactly what's going on in real time. So make sure that says real time, no delay. After you've set all that stuff up, you can go to the charts, and you can just see what's on the chart. And let's get our chart settings going on. So if we go to the settings tab, this little gear right here, this will open up the settings tab. We see how there's an alert line from an alert for GameStop to see if it breaks above $420 a share. We can go to instead of show alerts, I like to just show the arrows only. So now if I hit apply, look, now it just shows the arrows of the alerts only. You can overlap the volume if you don't want the volume on the chart, or you can just not overlap the volume. So that's the first page. Then we can go to the price axis. Price axis, I usually like to do 10% up, 10% down. That way you can just get a little bit more data on the chart. You can kind of predict trends or draw trends, kind of draw and map out your future. So that'll be the price area. And then the time axis, I like to do 20 bars to the right. You could do something like 50 bars to the right, and that'll be a little bit wider, or you can do something like 100 bars to the right if you want a lot of space to work with on your chart. So that's exactly how we can do it, but I like to set mine to 20 bars to the right. We can go to favorite time frames, and so right now we have the 1 minute. This is the 1 day, 1 minute. We have the 5 minute, and so the candles get a little bit bunched there. We have the 30 minute. 30-minute candles. Each candle represents 30 minutes of price action. We have the hourly time frame. We've got the 4-hour time frame. We've got the daily time frame. Each candle represents a day. We've got the 3 years weekly time frame. But if we go to the settings, we can go over here to the time access, and we can go to the favorite time frames, and we can go to add time frame. And if, say, I want to see the stock data from the max available, the aggression period, I'd like to usually make it like about a month. You can go and hit add to that and hit apply. Boom. Now we have on our drop down, we can add to our drop down what we want, and we can, we can star it, we can do whatever. But max, now we can see the max data ever available, and each candle represents 1 month of price action. So after you've gotten your favorite time frames, you can go over to appearance, and you can do a lot of cool stuff here. So I usually like to fill up the candles on the way up and fill the candles on the way down. That'll fill the space on those candles. Show wicks. I always want to show the wicks. Wicks tell a lot of price data. The wicks are when the price was there at one point in time, but then either buyers took control or sellers took control and brought the candle to the candle close. So wicks are super important. You can change the color. We can say like, oh, I like the light blue color. And then maybe on this, I want a, purple as the, my red candles. So now my green candles are going to be like teal. And then my red candles are really going to be purple. You can change the background. You can change the background to being white if you want to blind your eyes. You can change the background to black if you want to save your eyes in the future. You can remove the grid. I like to always remove the grid. I like to create my own supports and resistances, and the grid just kind of can get in the way of that. Right here, you can have preset color or color symbol as ticks. I prefer color symbol as ticks just for more data. We can talk more about that later. So there we go. And then the equities, nothing really there. Options, nothing really there. Futures, nothing really there. After we've gotten the color of the candles that we want and the background color, you can click this little bubble right here, and we can see how many charts we want to put up. We can put up as many charts as we want. We can set up 2. You can put up another chart of a different stock. You can do the same thing with the settings over here. We'll talk about how to save it a little bit later, but look, you can have a ton of different stocks to look at. I wouldn't look at that many stocks. Usually the most I like to look at is 4 at once, usually the SPY, and then like my positions, and then maybe 1 to change from my watch list. And if you want to be able to click what the watch list is, you can, what you need to do is you need to link your watch list. So right now this is linked to yellow. If we want to see, and when we click on the watch list, link it to yellow. Now we can just click through our watch list, and it'll populate right here on this. And we can do the same thing over here, and we can populate that, and we can change the time frames over here. So now if we have GME, we have the 1 minute on the right, and we have the monthly on the left. You can do whatever time frames that you want, so you can be looking at the same stock, but on kind of different points of view. So that's super helpful. We can also do the flexible grid, and the flexible grid is super cool because we can add charts like this. We can add more, or we can remove them. And to get rid of this thing, so we can also type it in, and we can also link the watch list to our watch list, so we can have our watch list links. And to get rid of this little thingy right here, we just go to customize grid. You just uncheck that box, and then it'll remove all that. And you can save the flexible grid, game stonk. And there we go. Now you can save that setup. So that's super helpful. So to get back from the flexible grid, you just, away from the flexible grid, you can just go back to charts, and then we can just go back to one bubble, and it'll zoom into our main stock that we're looking at. We can do a lot of cool things. We can go to the Analyze tab, and we can link our watch list right here. And then look, it'll populate GameStop. We can see the fundamentals of this, and we can see the price to earnings ratio and stuff like that. So that is the Analyze tab. The Analyze tab, you can read different fundamentals of a company. You can see the return on equity, you can see the return on assets, you can see net profit margins, you can see their assets, their liabilities, how much debt they have, all the works for our fundamental analysis on beautifully ran companies. So that's the Analyze tab. We can also go to the Trade tab, and when you go to the Trade tab, you can also just link it to your watch list, and boom, this is the option chain. Once you have up the options chain, you can go to here and you can check out the layout, and you can customize this, and we can add things like probability of touch that I use a lot. Probability of touching, that's super important. Delta, this is for options only, but delta, how much you're going to get paid per dollar movement up or down of the stock. Where when you're trading that option, you can talk about theta, and you can put that on the chart, and theta, how much you're going to pay per day. You can just even see the probability that your option's even going to be in the money by expiration. You can click OK, and look, it'll populate all of that. And so, if I buy the GameStop 312.50 option, I can see that I'm going to pay $842 per day to hold that. The probability that it's going to touch 312.50 is very high because we're at 312 right now. You can see the probability that it's going to close at or above 312.50. And that's only a 30% chance for GameStop. So you can see all those different data right there on the trade tab. Super helpful. Next up, I'm going to talk about the sidebar. The sidebar has a lot of cool stuff. I mostly use Active Trader. I sometimes use Time and Sales. I usually use Level 2 so we can see the buyers and the sellers. You can just click it and unclick it and it'll leave it there or not. You can click on the live news. You can drag these down and stuff like that if you don't want too much of the chart taking over. And yeah, you can see all this great different stuff. But over here on the Active Trader tab, I like to change a few things on this settings bar. So configure the buttons. And what I like to do is I like to do buy bid. And I like to click on that, hit add item. And I like to sell ask. So sell ask. I like to buy at the bid and sell at the ask if I'm going to be in there. Otherwise, I'd like to just do buy market, sell market. So buy bid, we can move that up. And then we sell ask, we can move that up. And then we just click OK. And then boom, we have all this great stuff. We can drop down this and we can type in the quantity, the amount of shares that we want. And now we can click buy market and then boom, it'll buy 3 shares at market. The market's closed right now, so I'm not going to be able to buy 3 shares of GameStop, let alone 1 on some brokers. But you can click join the bid and then you'll join the buyers down there and see if you can get filled. You'll show up on the level 2 and stuff like that. So that's kind of the main part of the Active Trader. If you don't want to have to go through the order book, you can just click auto send and you can hit join the bid or you can hit join the ask. But confirm and send. Okay, I can't short GameStop either. But so we can also go over here. We can customize this. You can do customize this, and you can just make sure that has everything that you want. I don't mess with anything with that, but I do like to put on the customize right here. Customize this. And I know for most people, you don't usually need to see your P&L, especially when you're just getting started. Sometimes some traders like it, some don't. Usually if you're watching your P&L when you're first starting out, you're going to make emotional decisions. You don't want to be making emotional decisions. You want to make calculated, cold-hearted, rational decisions. So what we can do is we can do P&L open, but once you're ready for that, you can have sell orders, ask size, bid size, price. Sometimes I like to remove some of these, the sell orders and the buy orders. And all I really care about is, like what are my orders, just regular old orders. That way I can move it on the market. So let's see here. Then it clicks that. And now when you enter in, it'll show you your P&L right over here. You can show your orders. So let's say I want to buy the bid. So once you have the orders showing up there and you place a buy the bid order right about here. So say I want to join the bid right here, my orders show up right here and I can drag this up as long as auto send is on. And then look, it'll walk up my order right there and I can move it up super high. GameStop's barely moving because it's so crazy. Otherwise, you can just drag it right here as long as you have auto send on. If you have auto send off, look, I tried to drag this limit order. I have to click send to be able to send that limit order. So after we have all those different settings saved, we can see what the drawing sets tools that we have. So we can go to the drawing tools. You can connect trends. You can draw little trend lines. You can connect different lines. There's the trend line tool if you want to see like retracements. You can go from low to high and see where a stock might find resistance or bounce or find support if you're doing like extensions, something like that. So there's different like stuff like time extensions. You can see like, okay, at this point in time, could it be here? I don't use too much time extensions or too much retracements, but you can go from extensions. You can go from low to high and see how high a stock price might go based on, the measured move. There's a lot of different cool tools. You can also right click and you can clear the drawing set. And you can also have draw little boxes and stuff like that. But let's say, how do I get my extension tools just like this? Well, you can right click on this and you go to edit properties and you can change the different graph values, what other color you want to do. If we want to change the drawing tools. So the regular drawing tool is just a red line. If you want to right click, you can edit that. We can make it green, and we can bold it by 5, and we can like make it dash. So there we go. Then if we want to, we can go ahead and click save. And then every time we draw that, we'll come up with a green dash line. And that goes for all the drawing tools. You can always just save a default that you like the best. So super cool stuff on the drawing tools. Once you're all done with the Thinkorswim setup and you really like everything that you have made in the settings, you can always change a lot of stuff, and there's a lot more to go through, but those are the basics, and that's what I mainly use for all my setups. You can go ahead and go to setup, and you can hit save workspace as, and you can enter workspace name, and then I can just say like TD tutorial, and that will give we can save that workspace. So now if I want to reset the workspace to default, I can save it to the default. We can start all the way over. You can start from scratch, and then you can go to setup, and then you can just see TD tutorial, and you can load that up, and that should save every time that you open and close the application, and it'll show up just the way that we saved it. So be sure to start small if you're new. If you kind of needed a lot of help with the Thinkorswim tutorial, trading's going to be a really long journey for you. So be sure to manage your risk, and another way of risk management is to not start with a lot of capital. So be sure to not put too much of your funds into Thinkorswim, especially if you're just getting used to it. You want to be able to be comfortable with the program and platform with low risk. And just remember that we are our worst traders when we just start out. So why would you want a lot of capital when you're your worst trader? Wouldn't you want a lot more capital when you're a really good trader? So keep that in mind. Let me know in the comments below if you plan on opening a Thinkorswim account and you plan on depositing over at least $3,000, because then there's some referral rewards for both you and I, and we can both benefit from that. So let me know in the comments below. And be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and you learned something new. There's a lot of Thinkorswim tutorials. I just made this one on my own. I didn't look at anybody else's or copy anybody else's. This is just what I thought was super important for Thinkorswim. So be sure to let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you later in the next one. Be sure to catch us on the live stream today, this Saturday afternoon, for stock breakdowns and hangout times. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. See ya.